morning. It's time for Chief Lalley in the Fox Valley. I'm Christy Hilton, here with Chief Lalley.
Hi.
Hi, you ready for the holidays?
I am ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Good. Nice, relaxing time. Hang out with your family.
I'd like for that to happen. Yes, that'd be great.
I saw your Monday rundown, and you were asking Kevin Snow what gifts he purchased.
Uh-huh.
So...
Yes.
He had a good answer, right? He doesn't want to give it away.
Yeah.
So
we kind of went off the rails a little bit on
did.
that one.
Yes, you did, but that's okay.
We managed to pull it back together.
Yes, that's okay.
Well, Kevin managed to pull it back together. Yeah. I had a little issue with that.
Yes.
Let's see if we can do this today.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
So, so crime this month. Overall, we are still continuing the downward trend for November for both our Part 1 and Part 2 crimes. Mm-hmm. There are some things that happen that in the beginning of December that are not reflected in our November stats, but we did have 4 shooting incidents that I kind of want to touch base on.
Okay.
So the first one happened on the 3rd,
right? Yep.
Which was the 14-year-old girl that was shot that we did end up arresting 2 juveniles. Mm-hmm. And so, that happened. And when that happens, it's a priority for the police department to ensure that it's all hands on deck. That's obviously a very serious incident that affects the community, that the community members are worried. And so, the community should know that there are detectives here who literally work 24, 30 hours. They don't go home. And as we should. I mean, that's something that is a major incident. And so I'm happy that her prognosis is good and that we were able to make arrests. And, again, it was something that I think, can be very shocking because of her age. But, we wrapped that up, I think, in a couple days. Yeah,
this SIG, the Special Investigations Group, did a really nice job.
They did an amazing job. Mm-hmm. So, and then, so that happened on the 3rd. And the next one was on the 6th.
We had 2 on December 6th.
Okay. And there was the one on Marlene that happened.
Right. The 900 block of Marlene. And we have a picture out on our Facebook page of the suspect vehicle there, if you want to refer to that.
And then the other one was on
Levine Court.
Levine
Court, yes.
Levine Court, yes.
Yes.
And that's one where everyone is accounted for in that incident. So a lot of times too, obviously surveillance video. So the incident that happened on Marlene, that's something that when we're able to get video from community members and people who bring forward information, that helps us try to solve a case. And so we really appreciate that. With Levine, when we're able to put out on Facebook that everyone's accounted for, that also then kind of reassures the community too that it's not something that's a random event.
Right.
And we're still investigating that case, and as more updates become available, we will make sure to put that out. And then we had one on the day of our open house.
Yes, we did. And that one was on Randall Road.
Yes. And so I was here for the open house, and we'll come back to that in a second. We had a great event with a lot of community members that come out. The one on Randall Road, again, at this point, we're still investigating. And as more information comes available, we'll make sure to put that out. And I also want to mention the one on Randall Road and the one on Marlene, we do not have a victim. So that's the other thing that we will always say that if someone was struck, or if we heard shots fired or there's evidence of a shooting. But sometimes when there's evidence of a shooting, you don't have a victim. So, and a lot of times victims do not come forward because they might be engaged in certain activity that they don't necessarily want to report to the police.
Right.
That leads to the shooting. But nonetheless, we're continuing to investigate the incident on Randall Road, and as more information becomes available, we'll make sure to push it out to the community. So
excellent.
And I also know that when our community does see, especially within the 3 or 4 day period, shooting investigation, it does become alarming. And I also, we are very aware of that, and that is the good and bad with social media. Right. So there's a lot of, and I've talked about it, we've talked about it, that a lot of times the departments, they will put nothing out and everything appears to be quiet and there are no issues. And the only thing you'll see on their Facebook are all the great things that the department's doing. When you talk about transparency means you see everything that the police department is doing. So that's why our call sheets are on Facebook. When there are shootings, even though we know, 4 in a row, the perception, we get that and we understand that. And we work very hard to ensure that we make arrests or that we put information out as quickly as possible. And you do an amazing job making sure the information gets out quickly, because if people see a lot of cars, then that's where people will just start filling in the blanks.
Yes.
So, and overall, our shootings for the year, I know you have those numbers.
Right, we're down. We have 28 so far this year, which is a decrease of 18%. And our shooting victims are also down. We had 12 total last year. Right now, we're at 9.
And, again, those numbers, when you look at it in the totality of Elgin as a city, we're still not happy with those numbers. We're going to continue to drive those numbers down and work to move those numbers down. A lot of times with shootings, there's a lot of interpersonal relationships and violence that necessarily we're sometimes able to have an impact on and sometimes not. But nonetheless, those numbers, we're not happy with those numbers. We will continue to work hard to make sure that we're addressing all the issues in the community and make sure that we're addressing, when those incidents come up, that we're getting out information timely, that anything that comes up in the investigation that the community can help us with, that we put that information out there as quick as possible. So good and bad with social media. But, I think that you can't say you're a transparent agency and the only thing you ever put are good things, good things, good things. Now, we have a lot of great things going on here at the police department. So, going back to just Saturday, how many people do you know came through?
Approximately 626, I believe it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was here and it was packed.
It was packed, yes.
I think that we did have, we had a special guest. We had the Grinch, which I think was a huge hit with the kids.
And with some grown-ups, too. I have my picture with him.
And some grown-ups. Yes, I took a picture with him, too. And, that's the community engagement part of what we do here at the Elgin Police Department. I think it's important that when you invite people to an open house, if you have no one showing up, absent certain circumstances like the weather, if there's a blizzard or something, to have 600 and something community members who want to know more about us. I talked to a lot of people who were there, and just to hear the good things, hey, your officer helped on this, or thanks a lot for doing things, whatever the case may be. It's good that officers see that and that they hear that. And, we enjoy talking with our community, and we're part of the community. And part of that is that, this is your police department. And so if there's things that you want or things that we should be doing better, we're all ears. We're everywhere. I know the event that the night shift did.
Let's taco about it.
I always let you say that because
thank you.
Yes. Let's taco about it.
Let's taco about it.
Yeah. Great event. Yeah. A lot of people showed up to, and another way to engage. And I think it's important that, that we make ourselves available, especially when there are things that are happening that are concerning. So the open house was great. Thank you to you. Thank you to Christy Schmidt. Thank you to Sherry Aschenbrenner, all the officers who helped to make it an amazing event. And thank you to the community
too, yeah.
And the volunteers. And thank you to the community members who come out and spend time and get to know us. We engage on social media. That's one way. But it's really, I believe it's more genuine and more effective when you have people actually come sit down with you and tell you their concerns, tell you their issues, and we develop a relationship and a rapport that you're able to actually work on things. So, thank you again to the Elgin community. And with that, just kind of going off of, a lot of things going on in Elgin, I'm really excited for this Saturday, which is our EPD Elves event. Mm-hmm. And so we have, this is our third year doing it. We partner with Meyer. They've been an amazing partner. They donate a significant amount of money along with our police union. And this year, the police union, because they were able to grow beards for 2 months, I think the money that they're going to donate is triple what they usually give.
That's great.
And so we're going to take 50 kids Christmas shopping on Saturday. And so I've been to every single one of the events. Lieutenant Echeverria started it 3 years ago, and it's just a great event. So we're going to take kids shopping. There's a whole bunch of other stuff going on Saturday. I know that Gloria Casas of the Courier News did a great article. So check it out. It's on our Facebook page about all the events that the Elgin Police Department is involved in. And again, that's being part of the community. And so to give back to the community, to be able to provide things that maybe some people aren't able to, I think that's what it's about. And so, anytime that we're able to help, there's officers here at EPD Elves event. You're at the register and you're a little bit over because the kid that you were shopping with picked something and you're going to be over. and officers will take money out of their own pockets to pay. And I think that is the spirit of Christmas, and that's also the spirit of giving. And also, that's, we think about each other, we take care of each other, good, bad, and different. But I think that that's how you build a really genuine relationship. So I'm excited for it. And I think those are the main things that I wanted to touch on.
Yeah, those are the big events before the holidays. And then while your kids are on Christmas break, we have an event on December 30th where you can come to Panera Bread at 4 o'clock on the 30th to play games with us. We have board games. So
awesome. And I will be there. And I think that's also, it's a good time to do it because kids are on break. So.
Yeah, hopefully the weather will cooperate because we had to cancel the last one because of snow in November.
And no snow in December.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will, but let's hope not.
Hopefully. Okay.
Yeah, so just so you know, I'll be wrapping up the statistics before our next meeting or our next Lalley in the Valley. So I've already started going through each month all over again, like it's the first time I've done them. And we're hopefully going to have everything narrowed down and finalized
by towards the end of middle of January, usually.
Mid-January, I believe. So
and that's I know that's a process that you do throughout the whole year, and it takes a lot of time to be accurate and to make sure that we're doing triple checking, and
it involves reading a lot of reports.
You know what's going on. Like, we should assign you some cases as a detective, right?
Well, that's not. Not unless you want to take something else.
No. You do an amazing job now, right? Yes. I think that's important too, that we try to get the annual crime stats out towards the end of January. Also, our yearly report highlights everything we've done. And then, that's where kind of when we talked about last year that we saw our burglary to motor vehicles were up. Mm-hmm. And so what is the strategy that we can do to kind of push those crimes down? Because those are crimes that you can actually have an influence on or impact on, whether it's through messaging or, community conversations about constantly saying it. And I think we've seen some of the results of that.
It's been amazing.
Yeah. And so as we continue, we want to continue that message, but we also want to make sure we're addressing other things that we're able to influence. And so that's the reason why we put our crime stats out, and also for everyone to know what's going on. We do it every month, and I think a lot of times people are interested every month, but some people might only be interested at the end of the year and see how we did the year before.
Right.
And, crime goes up, crime goes down. But as we continue to focus our strategies and look to implement new things, you have to take that into consideration and into account. Where are you seeing the ups and where are things going down?
Right, what are we going to focus on?
Yep.
So, okay.
So you have a lot of work.
I know, totally.
All right, well.
Great thing to think about right before the holidays. How much work I'm going to have when I come back.
You have a lot of work. So I think we're going to be here next year. Next time we'll be here, it will be 2020. And so I think with that.
Will that be season 2 for us?
It'll be season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get some more ratings, right? We need to get special guests in to interrupt us. I think that was the highest rated video.
Right. It was.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do some jokes. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something. I don't know. But we'll see.
All right. How it goes. Sounds good.
So until next year, Elgin, stay safe, stay connected, and stay engaged.